Hello y'all, it's Becky Raceler and I have Becky's Junk Journals on YouTube, and I'm on Instagram now as Becky's Journals, and I'm now back on Facebook as Rebecca Raceler. Sure appreciate you following me, liking me, subscribing, all that stuff. Today I am getting ready for Junk Journal July, and I have decided, if you're not familiar with Junk Journal July, it is hosted by Meg's Journals, not Meg's Journals, Meg Journals, MEGJOURNALS on Instagram, and I believe she's also Meg Journals on YouTube. I'll double check that and try to put a link. I've decided that for this year I'm going to make a one signature journal, and I am inspired to make this one signature journal from Kathleen Maurer, M-O-W-E-R, Kathleen Maurer. I'll try to put a link to her too. I'm going to tag her. Kathleen Maurer has been making these one signature junk journals to take to a market, and she's made a whole bunch of them. And I've been watching her do it, and it just inspired me to make a one signature journal for Junk Journal July, and I want to show you how I'm doing it. What I have done is I've taken a large cereal box. This was Cheerios, and this is the whole back of this large cereal box. And I just trimmed off the side flaps and the top and the bottom. And then I folded this in half, completely in half, to find my center, because it is a partial of a fraction, which I can never figure out what. So I just started from the center, and I decided that I was going to do it like Kathleen does, that I was going to round the back just a little, so when it folds together, it's not a crisp, because I expect this to grow very wide. And so I wanted a round spine on it. So all I did was score. I folded it in the center and used my bone folder to make a sharp crease. And then I used my scoreboard, and I went out 1/8 of an inch on either side, and scored it, and then I went out 1/4 of an inch on either side and scored it. And this is going to give me a 1/2 an inch kind of rounded spine when I'm done. And so you can see, if I push it in, you can see it's going to be a 1/2 inch spine. And the next thing I'm going to do is put it together, and I've got all my materials that I'm going to use to put it together right here. It's very, very simple, very easy. All you need is the back of the cardboard box and a piece of, I'm using fabric, but the way Kathleen likes to do it is she likes to sand down this and then paint it and do mixed media techniques. And you can do that too if you want to watch one of her YouTubes. She does a lot of that. I'm just going to cover it in fabric because it's easier and quicker. And so all I'm going to do, after I've chose the fabric, I lay it out, and I've got some space on either side. I'm going to trim the corners so I can fold them up. I'm not very good at this, especially when I'm cutting sideways. Probably shouldn't be doing it. Anyway, I'll trim the corners like that, so when I get ready to glue it down on the corners, I'll just fold that up a little bit and then make a crease, and then that'll go in first, and then I'll push that in and go up like that to make the corner. So that's what I do. I trim the corners, slice the corners, then I'll glue down. I usually start with what's going to be the bottom. Oh, and one more thing I do is because because it always bunches up right here, I cut a slit so when I glue it down, I can just slightly overlap one over the other, and that keeps it from bunching up. And then once I've got that glued down, excuse me, next thing I'll do is I'm going to reinforce this spine. And you'll notice I've got the colored part to the fabric, and this fabric's thick enough where I won't see through it. But I've cut out a part of a piece of Tyvek, and you can use all kind of stuff to reinforce the spine. Some people use a heavy tape, but I use Tyvek because it's thin, and when I go to sew the signatures in, it doesn't stick to the needle. And anyway, I get these from Used Priority Mail in the United States. Used Priority Mail yeah, they're bags for mailing. And I'll glue that down right there like that to reinforce the spine. Then I will take things that I have already got pre-cut, and I will glue that down there. Then I'll glue this down here on this side, and I'll round the corners here, and I will ink all along the edges because it will show. And then once I've got that, all I do is just glue this down, and it will turn out like that. And then this is ready to sew in the signatures with your rounded spine. And it's only slightly rounded. I think I didn't go out very far. Kathleen, if you go out 1/8 of an inch from the center, 4 times on, or 3 or 4 times on each side, I think that's what Kathleen did, and she made it a wider rounded spine. But this is how I did mine, and this is that bumpy fabric. I forget what they call it. Popcorn? Is that the popcorn fabric? It's old-fashioned that I found some that they recently made. Anyway, I will put some kind of decoration on the front of this once I decide what type of journal it's going to look like when I finish it. I have chosen some papers to go in both of these journals, and I'm going with pinks and purples and lavenders for these 2 journals. So if you want to follow along, I'll show you how I gathered together the papers that I'm going to use, because I'm going to do this a little bit different than I do my larger ones. I'm going to do a quicker, easier method. No sewing. Everything's put together by glue. Super easy. Okay, I will see you soon. Okay, I have got the fabric glued down on this one. I just glued that side first, and I'm using Fabri-Tac. You can't even read this. I've used this so much. I use this, I refill it, and I either use 3-in-1 glue or Fabri-Tac glue that I buy on Amazon. I use Fabri-Tac glue, and I glued down the fabric, and this fabric was kind of stretchy, so I pushed real far, and so it would fit tight on there. And this is like a crushed velvet that I'm using, or a velour. Anyway, and then once I got that down, I glued my Tyvek strip. And then while this was drying, I inked and rounded these outside corners and inked the edges. And the next thing I'm going to do is glue that down right there. Glue this down right here, like that. And then finish it off with a strip glued down the middle. See? Very easy, very few things that you have to have around. You can use whatever scrapbook paper. If you don't happen to have a cereal box, you can use a file folder and cut it down to size. A lot of people use file folders. I like the cereal box because it's a little bit sturdier, and then I use cardstock on the inside front covers to give it even more strength. And then you'll notice that this is all fabric and fabric paper through the center, so it'll be more flexible. Okay, well, I think I'm done for now, and the next time I'll try to get together and show you what kind of papers I'm going to put in it. I have some general ideas already. One of them is going to be pink and lavender and beige, and maybe some other pastel colors, you know, small amounts of other pastel colors thrown in. And this one that has the crushed velvet is going to have peach papers, and I think maybe a real pale green. I'm not sure. I may just like the lavender so much, I may use the lavender in both of them. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Follow me, friend me, find me. If you don't remember how I told you to do it, it'll be in the description box. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.